This video is just going to give you a brief overview of getting started with Google Jamboard. So everybody has access to Google Jamboard. It's just like any other tool with Google Doc, Google Slides, Google Sheets, etc. There's a couple different ways you can find your Google Jamboard. One of the easiest is to come up here to New, come down to More, and come down to Google Jamboard and click on it. Another option is to go to jamboard.google.com. It'll load all of my jams, and I can come down here and create a new one. One last option is to click on your waffle with all your Google apps, and you have Jamboard here. If Jamboard is not showing right here, it may be down further. You can actually click it and drag it up and place it into a location that's easier to access. But I can just click on that Jamboard and it opens my Google Jamboards, and again hit the plus sign to create a new jam. I'm in my blank newly started Jamboard, and this is what your interface looks like. So you have the title here, you'll want to title it. You have your same share options over here, just like you would with any other Google product. And you can come and click share, give it to people specifically here with email, or you can change this and do anyone with a link, anyone in your school domain, or restrict it. Then of course you have your viewer editor options here as well. Up here, you can see where all your boards in this Google Jamboard. You can add an extra board, as many as you want, up to 20. This is really nice too, because when students are on here, you can actually see where they're at, and it'll have their little icon with their name on it. You can hover over and see who's there. You can also click and drag these to move them around. If you want them in a different order, you can click the 3 meatballs and duplicate it or delete that board out if you don't want it any longer. So that's kind of like your Jamboard management up here. You can immediately set the background. They have different options here, blue lines, graphs. You can add your own image. The nice thing about Jamboard is they don't have a ton of options, but it's kind of nice because the simplistic nature means you just don't spend so much time building and you just use the Jamboards. But you can add a background image if you like, just like you would with Google Slides or anything else. Drag a file there, browse, go through Google Photos from your drive. You have your pen options, pen, marker, highlighter, brush, and you have just basic limited colors here. Eraser, your select tool so you can move things around. Here's where you can add a sticky note, type on this. You can change the color while you're in here and then click save. I just cancel out of it when I'm done, and then I can move it all around, resize it, come over here, edit it, duplicate it, or delete it. Then you can add images just like you would with anything else. I can browse. So I'm going to add one of my Bitmojis, and I just pop that on in there, and just like anything else, I can resize it. Then you have your shapes here, super simple. You can fill those any color you want, make the outline a different color. Then I have my just a regular text box here. I can make it bigger, longer. I can make my text larger. You can change the color of the text. I can also change how large it is. Then I have a laser pointer if I'm online. This is fabulous because doing anything remote or through a Google Meet or something else, letting students know where I am. So the laser pointer is just a really nice feature. Very simplistic adding this. Remember when I come up to my management, I have this here. So I could actually, if I created an activity, I can click on those 3 dots, click duplicate, and now I have 2 of them. I can slide through my frames like this or my boards. Over here, your more actions or my 3 meatballs here, I can rename. I can download this as a PDF. I can save this frame as an image. If I copied something and I really like what I've created in here, I can actually download the image, pop it into a Google Slides background. I can remove it. I can make a copy. Your students, this is how they could make a copy if you wanted them to do it this way, or you could pop it into a Google assignment and have them get their own copy immediately. And then you have version history down here, which is really nice. Just wanted to show you a completed Google Jamboard activity. Patty Jean created this. It's fabulous. And that management area, which I like to see, notice I can't add anymore because this one has 20 boards. So remember, the amount of frames that you get in a Jamboard is 20. I can come down here. I can move this around. If I don't want this here, I can move it over there. If I decide, oh, you know what, I want to change that back, I'm going to move that back. Then I can get out of there. Just a really nice example of a completed Jamboard and an activity. You can always do this on the fly. Say you had this created and you were like, you know what, guys, let's go ahead and do our punctuation characters. If you didn't already share this link out with them or create that Google assignment, you could just pop up here and grab the QR code and have kids scan it right there on the spot. As long as your share settings are set to the anyone with the link can view or edit if you want them to edit it all. I hope this basic introduction to Google Jamboard is helpful and gets you started. Have fun jamming out with Google Jamboard.